Hi, Daphne.
Hello, Mother.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Great.
What are you looking at me like that for all of a sudden now?
Sorry. Just looking at you over top of my reading glasses because I need to see them. I need to see reading that, using them words.
We have matching scrunchies.
Oh, fancy. Oh, mine's in my hair. I'll look at my wrist.
Because mine's on my wrist.
Mine was on my wrist. Okay.
Okay, what you got for me?
My disturbing fact is about Adolf Sachs. Do you know who that is?
No.
He is...
Wrong last name for the Adolf I'm thinking of.
Right? He's the inventor of the saxophone.
That makes sense.
And he is also known, AKA, as the bad luck guy.
Oh.
Yeah. So...
That's a shitty nickname. Who's your friend? What's their nickname? I can never remember his name. What is his name? We just call him the bad luck guy. Oh.
Yeah, basically. He apparently in his lifetime survived a string of near-death accidents before he was even an adult. And then shit happened when he was also an adult.
Before he was even an adult, right? No, I didn't know that. Okay. Fuck.
So, so he invented the saxophone in the early 1840s. God, words. Okay. I didn't sleep for like the last 7 weeks. And so I really drugged myself last night. So I'm a little like, hey, man, what's going on? So I'll just be over here. But anyway.
Just be over there, hey, Manning, what's going on?
Right. Okay. So he... Again, as I said, known as the bad luck guy, aka the bad luck guy. In his childhood, his father's instrument workshop was filled with catastrophic mishaps that his mother allegedly feared that he wouldn't survive, and the neighbors nicknamed him the little sax ghost. And his accidents included a 3-story fall at the age of 3.
Shit.
He stumbled down a flight of stairs and smashed his head on a stone floor and spent days in a coma.
Well, I've been there, done that too, just minus the coma.
Like, not days. And you weren't 3.
I was just 4.
And it wasn't 3 flights of stairs. Any hoodles.
I just smashed my head into concrete. Sorry. Similar parts of the story. Just call me Bad Luck Daff.
And then the quote, milk blunder, where he accidentally drank a cup of diluted sulfuric acid.
Oh, shit.
Mistaking it for milk. And then later, he also accidentally swallowed a needle.
Oh, my gosh. What the fuck?
Death wish much?
This kid is invincible.
And then explosions and fire. He was blown across a room by a gunpowder explosion.
Oh my gosh.
And severely burned by a hot stove at one point in his childhood. And he accidentally fell into a frying pan at one point in time. Oh, these are all things as he's a child.
Holy shit. How do you accidentally fall into a frying pan?
I don't fucking know. We probably shouldn't be laughing about that. But...
How does one find themselves? I understand like when little kids turn on the stove and they burn themselves. Like that's horrible and that sucks. But how does one accidentally fall into a frying pan?
I don't know.
How is he even big enough to get in there? What was the size? Is this the witches from Hansel and Gretel?
A giant fucking cauldron frying pan.
Uh-huh.
And then also he apparently had a problem with gravity and water. So
Sounds like he would.
Right. He was struck on the head by a heavy roof tile one time. And then also he was hit in the head with a cobblestone one time. And then he also nearly drowned in a river.
Holy shit.
And these are just when he was like a kid.
Okay.
So then as an adult, his luck was mixed because he was really talented and he was able to play the flute and the clarinet and the bass clarinet. And he improved on a bass clarinet, like he made a new style of bass clarinet. And then he invented the saxophone, the sax horn, and the sax tuba. He had massive success and a lucrative French military band contract that sparked extreme envy. So he was selling his instruments to the French military.
Okay.
And then rival instrument makers formed a literal coalition against him, and they dragged him into a patent lawsuit that lasted for 10 years and that ruined him financially, and people boycotted his work. And they allegedly also tried to physically attack him. So despite saving...
just bad luck.
Yeah.
Bad
the
luck,
bad luck
Chuck.
guy. Despite saving the French military bands after changing modern music forever, Sachs was bankrupt because of the legal fees, and he died in poverty at the age of 79.
Aw, he lived a long life for someone who was so fucking accident prone.
Yeah. Well, he survived. He was a bad luck guy, though.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
I wonder if that name was coined to him while he was alive.
The bad luck guy?
Uh-huh.
I don't know, but as a child, they called him the ghost.
The ghost?
The child. What did I say they call him? The little
child.
sax ghost.
Oh, yeah, the sax ghost.
The little
sax ghost.
Little Sax the ghost is what they called him.
Little Sax the ghost. We can't get that. It's fine. We'll never remember that.
No,
Just the bad luck guy.
Yep. I won't remember nothing.
I won't remember nothing. I'll always remember the time he fell into a frying pan.
Roll with your case, lady.
All right. You ready for me?
No, but I'll be right here. Watching out for cobblestones. I hopefully won't accidentally drink diluted sulfuric acid.
Hopefully not.
I'm trying not to swallow any needles this week. That's a goal.
Good. I think that's a good goal.
Right.
Although if I send you to my acupuncture lady, you might end up swallowing a needle. No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't been that close to you.
Well, yeah, I'm splitting firewood and I'm all damaged from a fucking hose.
Yeah, you are all damaged. I was like, what the hell happened to you? Well, she's wearing her Alcatraz pants or shorts, her boxers, her sleepy time boxers.
No, they're real pants. I'm wearing them.
Oh.
No, I'm dressed. This is my outfit for the day.
Oh.
I just sometimes sleep in them as you're wearing an outfit that I've also seen you sleep in. So no judging.
Just judging. It's fine. Anyway, okay. So I just want to preface this by this case is very well known. It is very popular. It's, yes, take off your glasses so you don't look at me all crazy. Very well known. Very popular. I was trying to think, how could I bring something different to it? Because it's kind of just is what it is. So I'm going to talk about some theories that I saw fluttering around the internet on the end.
Okay.
So just stay tuned for those. Just letting you know.
All right. After the commercial break.
Basically, we're talking about Dorothy Jane Scott today. She was born on April 23rd, 1948. Of course, you know, there's just no information about her early life whatsoever. Her parents were Jacob and Vera Scott. They lived in Anaheim, California. And in 1976, she had a son whose name is Sean. And Sean's dad lived in Missouri. I don't know if they were ever together, like for real, or if it was like a fling or what happened, but she's a single mom.
Okay.
And when she's 32, she and her 4-year-old son, they end up living with her aunt in Stanton, California. So she's working as a secretary at Swingers Psych Shop. And in one newspaper article...
What the fuck is that?
Swingers Psych Shop?
Yes.
Well, okay, it's a sister store with another store that are like, so we're in the 80s, right? Or like late 70s, early 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And it's, you know, hippie movement, hippie era. So it's like a psychedelic shop, basically.
Okay.
Swingers Psych Shop. Yeah, I don't know. People would go hang out, I guess. And I don't know if they're getting high there, but one of the shops, so she was a secretary. It was a local business, right? And I saw a report that maybe her dad was part owner in one of the two shops, but the shops were both owned by the same person.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, they had like lava lamps and like blacklight posters and things to that kind of effect.
Mm-hmm.
Just hippie store. But one of them, I guess, was more like a head shop. And the other was more just kind of like a oddities
Okay.
store, if you will. Hippie love. But they were like local hangouts. So she worked as a secretary. She's like in hippie haven, right? At this point.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not a hippie. Everyone described her. She had a coworker who described her as being dull as a phone book.
Wow. I'd love to be described that way. Toss up between the bad luck guy and dull as a phone book.
Right. She was a devout Christian. She didn't do drugs. She didn't drink. She like was very, very into being a mom. So most of her time, if she wasn't at work, she was with her son.
Mm-hmm.
And that was just kind of how it was. And so when she like goes to work, she goes and takes her son to her parents' house. And so, yeah, that's basically just her life. The family didn't know about like any boyfriends or anything like that. Like apparently she maybe went on like a date here or there. She was beautiful. So I don't know. There's just not a ton of information about who she was.
Okay.
Basically, she just split her time between being a homebody and working. In the early months of 1980, she started receiving a bunch of phone calls. And it was like she was at work, I believe, when she started receiving these phone calls. And it was a guy. And he was like, and she's like, I kind of recognize this voice. I don't know who it is, though. Like she's trying to make out who this person is, but she can't. She's like, I can maybe place a finger, like, but I can't really. Like, I recognize it, but I don't know who it is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, I love you. Oh, I'm going to kill you. You know, the dichotomy. of love and stalkerishness.
I'm laughing. Whoops.
The dichotomy of love and stalkerishness. So obviously this is weird and creepy. He's like threatening her and is like, I'm going to kill you if I ever see you with another man. She's like, whoa, I don't date. Like, I don't know what you're on about, man. He's like, I love you. She's like, prove it. Like,
Even though I don't know who the fuck you are.
uh-huh. So one day he's like, I left a gift for you. And there's a dead red rose on her hood of her car. Like, it's just a whole thing.
Yeah, that's
right?
not cool. I guess it's better than a dead mouse because you opened the word dead. And I was like, oh, God.
Oh, God. No, a little bit more romantic.
I don't know. Your dead rodent on your car is pretty fucking romantic.
But he would like be like, I liked your purple dress
Sorry, clearly
today.
no sleep.
Dead red roses or dead mouse, all very romantic. Yes. He would be like, I like your purple dress you're wearing today. Like, just weird.
Stalker.
Yeah, creepy.
Mhm.
And she like tried to call the police and stuff, and they were like, oh, okay, yeah, uh-huh. Or they were like, sorry, we can't do anything about it. Like, she's making these reports, like it's happening for several months.
Mhm.
And then,
They're like, but we don't know who it is. So what are we supposed to do?
yeah. So she told her mom about this phone call. He said basically, quote, okay, now you're going to come my way. And when I get you alone, I'm going to cut you into bits so no one will find you. And so she's
Cool.
like, what the actual flying fuck?
Except for she's Christian. So she said, oh gosh, oh golly, oh gee.
Uh-huh,
Okay.
basically. And so she's like trying to be proactive, I guess, at this point, other than just calling the police. So she starts taking karate lessons. Karate. I don't really know how to say it except for how they say it on the Goldbergs. Karate.
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 With Big Tasty.
Like, I don't really know how to say karate.
Karate.
Is that how you say it?
I like
Because now that's all
karate.
that's stuck in my head is karate.
That's the fancy way to say it.
That's how Beverly Goldberg says it.
I think that's only how Big Tasty says it.
Karate.
I'm in karate.
No, I think she says it that way too.
Maybe.
I don't know. Robots. Anywho's. So she starts taking karate lessons. She tells her mom and her friend, she's like, I think I'm going to buy a handgun. Unfortunately, she never had the chance to buy a handgun. So what I guess is good that she's like going to karate and taking it seriously, because this is like terrifying. I feel like, I don't know why the police wouldn't take her seriously. Like, a stalker is a stalker is a stalker.
It's the 80s though, right? Early 80s.
Yeah.
And I think, I mean, yeah, that stuff happened, but got way more serious the more things happened. And perhaps this is one of the cases that
Right.
helped that. Because,
Perhaps.
yeah, it was always kind of, I mean, not always kind of, but it was, I feel like it was just very dismissed.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, okay, cool. Somebody's fucking prank calling you.
Right.
You know, they don't get the seriousness of it
Yeah.
until it's too late.
Right. But I feel like when they're watching, somebody's watching her, telling her everyday moves, and then.
Right. But they didn't know who, she didn't know who it was. So what are you going to do?
Correct.
The police don't
Right.
have
Because
time.
he obviously knows where she lives too, if he's literally watching her every single move.
Right. And I'm just going to say the police don't have time to just sit on a single individual person who is saying they're being stalked and look at everybody who might be looking at that person,
Correct.
you know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And there's way too many crazy people.
Yeah. There's so many fucking crazy people out there.
Yeah.
Either May 27th or May 28th. I read both, I guess is why I confused myself, but it comes back into play later, something about the 29th.
Okay.
And I don't want to tell you what that is yet, what happened on the 29th.
Okay.
But either the 27th or the 28th. I'm leaning towards the 28th, just given the timeline.
Okay.
Anyway, around like in the evening sometime, she attends a meeting, like an employee meeting, and one of her coworkers, Conrad, he like just doesn't look well. And so she's like, what's going on? And her and another coworker were like, something's really going on with you. Like, you don't look well.
Mm.
So they took him to the hospital. And so they take him to the UC Irvine Medical Center ER in her car. They're driving her car. And do you know where I'm going with this case?
I've heard it. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, I know you know this case. This is a pretty famous case.
Well, this is where it's coming to me. I'm like, oh, yeah. Okay.
So first they make a stop at her parents' house to check on her son and let him know what's going on. And Dorothy's mom is like, Vera's like, don't forget, there's this crazy person out there. So she's like, maybe, disguise yourself a little bit. So she changes from a black scarf to a red scarf. And
ooh, big change.
Right? I don't really know why that is, but
or what difference that makes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm like, I don't really understand why changing your scarf is gonna like disguise your whole appearance, but whatever.
Hey, I've put on pants now instead of a skirt. They'll never recognize me.
But that's an important note.
Okay.
Anyway,
Sorry.
So as at the medical center, Conrad's diagnosed with a black widow spider bite. Or is poisoning from a black widow spider bite.
Okay.
So he's rushed in for treatment. Dorothy and Pam are like just hanging out. They're like playing puzzle books, reading magazines, like chatting, watching the TV. Pam insists the entire night that Dorothy did not leave her side once, that they spent the entire night together. I don't really know exactly how that's possible. Like if one of them had to go pee or whatnot, but Pam is very insistent. Dorothy does not leave her side.
Maybe they went pee together.
Maybe. Buddy system.
Mm-hmm.
So Conrad's discharged around 11 o'clock. Dorothy offers to go like bring her car around and go pick them up like in the loop, at the front of the building.
Mm-hmm.
And so Conrad and Pam get in line waiting for his like antibiotics or pain meds or whatever they're giving him, right? And so he's just still obviously out of it, not feeling good. So she's trying to be nice and being like, oh, I'll just come get you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Before heading to the parking lot, she goes to the bathroom really quickly. And then she, goes back into the parking lot and goes to get the car. They're filling the prescription, waiting by the exit for Dorothy. She doesn't appear for a while. She's like not picking them up. And then they're standing out there. And then finally they see Dorothy's car pass by them super fucking fast, like through the front of the building, super fucking fast, blinding lights on. And so obviously they can't see who's driving the car.
Mm-hmm.
They're like waving their arms in the air to get Dorothy's attention, but the car passes them, takes a sharp right turn out of the parking lot and onto the street. So there's an initial newspaper account of this car or of this report that says there was another car. And so we don't know, like, I don't know who said that there was another car and who didn't say that there was another car, but there's this random report out there of there being two cars.
Okay.
So that kind of leads to some theories, or that whoever was behind the car was an imbecile and wasn't paying attention to what was going on in the car in front of them, or there was another driver, an accomplice, whatever, all these things happening. So Conrad and Pam wait for 2 hours for her to come back.
Jeez.
I know. I'm like, that's a really long time.
Right.
But maybe they're
pre-cell phone
they're
though, right? So they can't be like, oh, hey, let's just call her or text her. Yeah. They're just like, okay, well.
Yeah, it's 1980.
I guess she'll come back, right?
Right. Well, maybe they were like, oh, maybe there's an emergency. Like they're like, oh shit, maybe something happened. She'll come back for us. Maybe their adrenaline's high. Obviously, their adrenaline's probably high from watching that happen too, from her just speed right past them and being like, what the fuck?
Right.
So,
and Conrad's sick.
Yeah. So maybe they didn't even realize that 2 hours had
like
passed.
11 o'clock at night and they fell asleep. Who knows, right?
So, yeah, they called Dorothy's parents after 2 hours and they're like, they called the UCI police. They're like, and the police are like, whatever.
Can't do anything.
Right. She's an adult woman. She's 32 years old. What do you want?
Sorry, you didn't get a fucking ride.
Basically.
Call a cab. Call someone else.
However, about 2 hours later, they started to care because at 4:30 in the morning, her car was found burning about 10 miles away from the hospital. And this is 10 miles, obviously, from where she's last seen, too. And she's nowhere to be found.
Ooh.
Yeah. So over the next week, the police are investigating the disappearance. They are like, do not tell. And this is the UCI police. So they're like, do not tell the campus police, the UCI. They're like, do not tell anyone about what is going on. Do not talk to reporters. Do not talk to the media. Like, we're handling this on the down low because, there's that stalker bit of it all. So they're like, if somebody calls with like a ransom or something, then we'll be able to talk about it. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then anyway, about a week goes by. Nothing is happening. Vera Scott receives a call at her home and the person says, are you related to Dorothy Scott? She says, yes. He says, I've got her. And then he hangs up the phone.
Sorry, head shaking. Not good audio. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So about a week later, then Jacob Scott breaks his silence. He talks to the Santa Ana Orange County Register. The Register runs a story, which is that initial newspaper that said the 2-car thing.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, they talk about everything but what she was wearing, because, again, that red scarf detail, and Conrad's medical condition.
Okay.
And so the day that the story runs, Pat Riley, who's the managing editor at the Register, he gets a call from a man who's claiming to be her killer, her stalker. Shocker.
Stalker.
Shocker. The caller said he met I'm reading a quote. The caller said he met Miss Scott at the medical center and asked her about another man. He said she denied being involved with any other man, but he insisted that she was. He indicated to Riley that he had pictures to prove his claim. On one occasion, he said she was my love. On 2 occasions, he said I killed her. So he's a crazy motherfucker, obviously.
Clearly.
So the caller knew that Conrad had suffered from a spider bite and that Dorothy was wearing a red scarf.
Ooh.
Yeah, so obviously we got the guy. This guy's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, he is next level.
Yeah. I'm like, I feel like he has a lot of time on his hands.
Yeah, just wait.
Not that I'm jealous or anything. I mean, I wouldn't spend my time stalking if I had any extra time.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. That's not how I would spend my Saturday evening either. Maybe go dancing, do something else fun. It's not that stalking isn't a great time, but not to discourage anyone's hobbies on this podcast. Just keep them legal, please.
Yeah, I think stalking isn't legal. Murder definitely isn't.
Murder definitely isn't.
Arson also not.
Definitely not.
I mean, setting the car on fire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All these guys' hobbies.
Yeah.
So he said that Dorothy called him from the hospital. And remember I said Pam was like, no, they were together the whole time, blah, blah, blah. But okay, here's my thing. I don't understand if she called him. I mean, she'd have his number or his name to be able to be like call blah, blah, blah in this area to like a phone person, right? And I just don't get it. Like, she would have to know who he was or his phone number.
Or he's lying.
Yeah, or he's lying. And but yeah, I don't know.
Well, and if maybe, I don't know.
And if she had his number, then she would tell the police and they could trace him.
But if she doesn't know that the guy that she's like, quote unquote, her buddy or whatever that she's calling is the stalker, because she said she recognized his voice, but he could have been like maybe faking it or like having a handkerchief over the phone or something when he calls her and makes these threatening calls or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he could be disguising his voice in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
So.
Well, there's some theories out here that we'll talk about.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, it's just wild that she would have had to, know something about him to be able to call him. And Pam's like, that didn't happen. And he's like, yes, it did. How do you think I know about the spider bite and why she was at the hospital?
Okay.
So every Wednesday for the next 4 years, while Jacob's at work, Vera's getting phone calls from the same motherfucker.
Are you
like
kidding?
Clockwork. That's what you were like. He's got too much time on his hands. And I said, just wait. Yeah, because he's calling her every Wednesday. Sometimes he'd be like, is Dorothy home? What's Dorothy up to? And other times he'd be like, I killed her. Like, totally just unhinged motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah. So the police are finally like, okay, maybe we should bug the house, start recording these phone calls, try to trace them. None of the calls ever lasted long enough to be traced.
Of course not.
And even though like they recorded it, they couldn't identify the voice ever.
Okay, sorry. Again, bad audio with me just head thinging, head shaking, head turning, head dropping, eye rolling.
Yes, all the things. So the calls finally end in April of 1984 when Jacob happens to be home one day and Vera doesn't answer the phone and Jacob does. And then the calls just stop after that. After her dad answers the phone. Yeah. So maybe he's like, oh shit, maybe I don't want to taunt the man. I just want to taunt the women. I don't know. I can't even begin to think into this psychopathic mind.
Yeah.
I also wanted to preface why I did this case was because I needed something that was just very cut and dry, that wasn't having too many crazy different theories out there, because I sat with the plant medicine this last weekend and I'm like trying to not allow so much negativity while the medicine is working its way through my system, because it makes you very open. Mom and I microdose it sometimes. We like go sit with it with it's basically like a peptide therapy, but it's a plant medicine. It's a spiritual thing. Anyway, I'm also just trying to keep the negativity low and out of here. And it is what it is, you know?
Yeah.
What's out there is out there. The one named suspect in the entire thing is dead. So it's like, if anything were to happen, if anything was going to happen, it wasn't now.
Yeah.
You know, like it's done, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know why I just said that right now, but I did.
Okay.
So on August 6th, 1984, a construction subcontractor, he's, you know, doing whatever.
So the calls stopped in 1981?
1984.
1984. Okay.
4 years, every Wednesday he called.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm sorry.
But in April, the calls stopped.
Okay.
On August 6th, a construction worker's doing construction work, and he finds a skull, a pelvis, an arm, and 2 thigh bones.
Oof.
He's about a half a mile east of Eucalyptus Drive in the Santa Ana area, right?
Mm.
Like not that far from the hospital and all the things. So one thing to like note about it is that they're not buried. So that's kind of interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
They are partially like
Covered?
yeah, because of just land over time, you know?
Like environmental coverage.
Mhm.
Like her body was just there. And
Yes.
I'm assuming it's her body. I'm just going with that, given the
Yeah.
fact that we're not just randomly bringing up some construction worker that
Is finding bones.
finding bones, correct?
Yes.
I'm just making that connection.
Her bones were also burnt
Oof.
because there was a fire that rolled through there in 1982.
Okay, so not the car.
No, not the car.
I mean, I
Just-
know she wasn't in the car because they found her car burned.
No, and
she
her
wasn't
bones
there.
were like not charred either. They were just had some burns on them.
Okay.
However, on top of her skeletal remains were the skeletal remains of a dog.
Aw.
And
Don't they say that though? If you're gonna,
okay, so hang on.
Okay.
Wait for that. Just wait. So with her remains were also a turquoise ring and a watch which had stopped at 12:30 a.m. on May 29th, 1980.
Ooh. So a digital watch, or at least one that has like the little.
Right. I was like, I don't know how they know what date it stopped, but I guess they must have.
Well, because
Some of them must have had a date.
Also, even I have a couple of my Graham's old watches, if I even still have them, that inside the face, they have like this little calendar flippy thing. So obviously not digital, but it's like they used to have like these old school clocks. Literally just watched an episode of Supernatural last night where they're in this old hotel room like they always are in these fucking divey hotels with the fucking quarter bed thingies, the finger massage, you know?
Uh-huh.
But the clock on the nightstand had a little thing that just flips. The numbers flip like they're on a card almost.
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the watch faces, some of the watch faces would have that. And
Okay.
they would have the month, the date, the last 2 digits. Or I don't know how, I don't think they would have all 4 because I don't think there's room for that. Plus, they're not like thinking ahead into like the 2000s or you know what I mean? It's like this is the 1900s. So it's 17, 18, 19, 82, 84, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that makes sense then.
Mhm.
I guess that's how they probably knew.
Yeah. It had a note attached.
This clock stopped this time.
This
This date. I turned it off. I removed its batteries right here and right now.
And again, let's just say all roads lead to Supernatural.
Yep, always. All roads lead to Supernatural. Vera Scott identified the turquoise ring as her daughter's.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit more than a week later, the remains were confirmed via dental records to be Dorothy's.
I mean,
And-
good and bad.
Right, at least they have some closure.
Yeah, they know what happened ish.
Yeah.
They know she's not alive out there.
Okay,
somewhere.
so the media was like, oh my God, they took the dog. Da, 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 da. And the parents were like, Dorothy didn't have a dog. They were like, there is no dog in connection to this case. So Jacob told them that it was probably a dog that got killed, that, you know, like a dog that got hit by a car or something and just moved over there to die and whatnot, you know, and saying many dogs are struck and killed by cars along that road. Like it's natural. It's normal. My daughter
it's not
didn't
natural.
have a dog.
It's sad day.
No, it is. I'm saying what Jacob is saying. I think it's horrible.
Yeah.
I don't like it when
This is
animals
natural
get
and
hit by.
normal.
Dude, there was a deer that was hit behind my house 2 days ago. I'm like, I haven't seen a deer this close to town, like to where I live,
Mhm.
in forever. I haven't seen a deer in my neighborhood since I was a kid. Like growing up in that neighborhood. I live with my best friend's mom. And so, like, you know, I grew up in that house over there, like just in my life in general. And I don't think I've seen a deer in that area since I was young. And there was a deer literally dead behind my house the other day. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
did you bring a key deer home? Like got hit by a car?
Wish I bought a key deer home, but it wouldn't get hit by a car.
No, Dad saved his lettuce the other day from dinner and he was going to feed it to the key deer, but then he remembered we were here. And then he was like, oh, I'll feed it to the rabbits. And then he left it on the table at the restaurant.
That's probably good. Except for, I don't know if you should give the bunnies the parasites either. The fuck?
Well, no, it wasn't sliced up lettuce. It was whole. We had lettuce wraps.
Lettuce is still lettuce is lettuce.
I know, but they're saying it's the chopped up lettuce.
Oh, because you...
Oh, no, fuck. Because they're also saying to don't eat chopped up fruit. Like if they're chopping the fruit in the same process as chopping the lettuce that might be tainted, that's been sprayed with poop. Apparently that's the deal, is that the water supply that they're spraying the vegetables with has fecal matter in it.
Doesn't all of it? Doesn't everything have fecal matter on it?
I guess it just depends on how high your tolerance is.
Right, and what the concentration level is.
Everything has poop.
I'm like, I'll never forget one time I had like $1 and I was holding it in my mouth or something and you were like, ew! And I was like 6.
Well, at least
and you were like, there's cocaine on it, and there's pee, and there's poop, and fly shit on it, and a mouse has probably been on it. So the single $1 bill, I was like, well, I'm never putting money in my mouth again.
Well, did that not work?
It worked.
Here you are, 21 years later, and I bet you still have never put money in your mouth again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there you go.
So it worked.
Yep. You're welcome.
Thank you for that. Okay. Anyway, getting back to the dog. So, as you said, there's, I don't even know where we just went.
Because you said there was a deer hit behind your house.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Anyway.
And that turned into somehow poop on
lettuce.
Poop on money.
Poop on green.
And cocaine.
I'm like, Mom would know, right? Her face. Anyway, okay, so as you just said, yes, maybe this serial killer was ahead, or I guess we don't know if he's a serial killer or not. Maybe this killer was ahead of his time and that he put the dog on top of Dorothy's body to throw off the scent. Because apparently if you kill someone, you're supposed to dig deep enough with their body. And then you put a dog on top. You didn't learn this here to throw off the scent.
Or any kind of a dead animal carcass.
Yeah, but dogs are apparently easy to acquire in that regard.
You didn't hear this here.
You didn't hear this here. Just do a quick Google. You'll see it. Anyway. Aww. So after the days of it being confirmed that it was her, they're making funeral arrangements when their son, Alan, received 2 calls. And
her
said,
son or their son?
Their son.
So like her
Dorothy's brother.
Okay.
Received a call saying, is Dorothy home? Twice.
Irritating.
On August 22nd, 1984, they had a memorial for her. Her brother, Jim, gave a eulogy that said, to me, she exemplified the word give. She'd just give and give and give, no matter what it cost her. She spent her last hours giving and being concerned about others.
Aww.
And
even though she was dull as a phone book, asshole coworker.
Right.
The fuck?
Yeah, people are assholes.
No, not everybody has to be all fucking exciting and wonderful.
Right?
Yeah. She's a giver. She's a lover.
I'm like, I was thinking about that when I was reading that. I was like, people probably call me dull. And I'm like, they just don't know me because I'm not giving them my personality. I'm not giving them myself.
Right.
If you want to know me, turn on my podcast. This is where I give my attention and my time and my care and my personality too. You know?
Or hang out with you and your dogs for a day.
Yeah, when I go to dance, like, you're not going to know me.
Right.
And yes, I'll probably give you resting bitch face.
A good one,
you probably
too.
will think I'm a bitch. And I am a bitch, but I wasn't being a bitch to you. I just am a bitch. Yeah, that's a huge ass bruise. Mom was showing me the giant bruises from the hose that she got entangled with, literally.
I was beaten up by a garden hose.
So now we're going to jump into some of the stuff I've seen online, right? Something that I saw that was really interesting about the UCI police is, you know, it's like when I went to school in Boulder, they're real police. They're very much they're very much trained police. They're not just like armed security. You know,
not
they're
like Paul Blart Mall Cop.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes, not like Paul Blart Mall Cop or Paula Blart. We were at the airport in Miami and this lady, we were like,
that was Paula Blart.
airport security.
Airport ambulance.
Yes.
Paramedic.
Yes. Paula Blart Airport Ambulance. So they're real police, though. Their the jurisdiction is a campus, they're not someone who answers to a mayor. They're someone who answers to a chancellor.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people believe that the UCI failed Dorothy. Obviously, they failed Dorothy, but that they failed her with it being the fact that they're like, the chancellor's like, we're not putting too much care and worry towards it. Graduation is in 2 weeks. We don't need anyone panicked.
Yeesh.
Yeah, so they faced a lot of backlash, obviously, after that.
Well, too late, though.
And they didn't warn anyone about the case either.
Yeah, that's not okay.
No.
But that's why, because of graduation, they didn't want to create panic.
Yeah.
That was their excuse. However.
Right. Well, there's a couple other things.
But also, okay, I'm not defending them, but if the person is just stalking her and nobody else is making these same reports and same claims, then probably.
Right, but she's abducted from their parking lot, so it kind of falls into their lap.
Yeah, oh no, 100%.
Under their responsibility.
Oh yeah, 100% that they should have.
Oh wait, but there's some other crazy things to talk about here.
Okay,
The medical center is next door to the county probation department. And next door to that is also a juvenile detention center. And next to that is the county animal control services. And so all of these locations with the emergency room itself being right there as well, like have just a lot of community traveling in right there. So it's also, to be of note that these police should have bigger, wider jurisdiction than they actually are trying to take credit about having.
Okay.
Because all these things are right here.
Okay.
So that being said, though, it's also, not terribly likely since she's abducted around 11:30 o'clock at night that
11:30 o'clock.
11:30 o'clock. So glad you noticed that I said that. It's just less likely that anyone from neighboring facilities were involved because of the time of day.
Well, that's what I was thinking too. You brought all that up and it's like, well, maybe, but maybe not.
Yeah, but there's also, the fact of second shift and all that, where that begins and stuff too. So it's
also, yeah. And I was like, animal control or what did you say? It was animal.
Juvenile detention, probation, and animal control.
Yeah. So juvenile detention and animal control are probably 24/7.
Yeah.
Probation, probably not so much.
Correct. But still.
8 to 5.
Yeah. But the hospital operates 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And Dorothy's car was found in a rougher part of the community also. So something that is not as talked about, but I did see a couple comments about that whoever it was probably lived in the area, right where they were, because they took her car, right? Took it into this Redditor said unsavory part of town. And they then they burn it, ditch it, and there's no freeway right there. It's just all side roads, so whomever it was had to know the area, and it's a 20-minute drive also there from where Dorothy's body would be found. So I don't know, just some food for thought. I guess I don't really have a point in saying all this. My point in saying all this is just food for thought.
Well, also whoever was stalking her was local and was right there. I mean, if they're 24/7 watching her, telling her what you're wearing and what you're doing and blah, 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 they have to live right there.
Right. They have to be in that area.
Be familiar with the area.
Right. Just reading about my note about the second car. That, yeah, either second car wasn't. We don't really know where the second car theory came from, right? We don't know if Pam or Conrad said it or just where it came from. But either way, it was either a second person being involved or it was somebody who was working there, leaving, coming, whatever, and was just completely oblivious to what was going on in the car in front of them. Wait, remember when I was talking about the car driving in the middle of the night behind them?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just reading my notes here that are other people's notes from online.
Well, I'm how many times are you driving and there's a car behind you?
Many. Most of them.
Pretty much every time you drive, if not every time you drive.
Yeah, but it was just weird because it was in the middle of the night in the parking lot.
Still, it's a hospital.
Right, a 24-hour emergency room. Okay, I saw this online. I didn't get too much deep diving into it. But a couple months before Dorothy's disappearance, 4 Vietnamese men would start a spree of kidnappings and gang rapes with abducting girls in Costa Mesa. One girl they grabbed at gunpoint and knife point, and they drove her to a rural orange grove and repeatedly raped her. Later, they would drop her off near the South Coast Plaza. 7 victims would be identified before the guys were apprehended.
That feels unrelated to me.
Though all of the abductions were published in media reports, at least one of them occurred on Harbor Boulevard near Disneyland, which would have put the UCI within their hunting grounds.
Still feels unrelated to me.
One media report.
Especially with her stalker.
Yeah, true. Well, one of the things is that I guess one of the guys suffered from leprosy, so they could have been at the hospital because of his leprosy. What is that face?
Like leprosy?
Yeah. I'm just reading the notes of people online talking about things.
Okay.
The 4th...
Isn't leprosy super contagious? Why would you want to be in a band of rapists?
With leprosy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not that you'd want to be in a band of rapists no matter how you shake it.
Right.
But add a leper to that?
Anyway, people think that there could be a possible connection. Another possible connection, Dorothy Scott's son, Sean Scott. Mm-hmm. He said that a man named Mike Butler could have possibly been responsible. He said that he was obsessed with her and all this stuff, but there's not really a whole lot to back it. But apparently this Mike, whatever.
Butler.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He was apparently a part of a cult and all these things and like did all these cultist rituals and stuff. But like, I don't want to feed too much into the conspiracy theories. And he's the guy that's dead.
Okay. I figured because you said there's one suspect, one semi-suspect.
People also talk about the Golden State Killer being possibly involved because he also used to like phone stalk his victims and stuff. But I don't think he was watching them as excessively as whomever was watching Dorothy and then calling Vera for every day for the next, or every Wednesday for the next 4 years. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, man. I just work here. That's all.
Okay. That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. I have nothing. Clearly, I've added the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I feel like you're pretty quiet, some of it.
Really? I feel like I talked way too much.
No, I don't think you did. Noi.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Tell us where we can find us and follow us and all of these things.
You can follow us on Instagram at That's Disturbing Podcast, and you can send us a case request there as well. Or you can send us a case request to our Gmail, that's disturbingpodcast@gmail.com. Again, if you've been listening for a while, you know the Facebook is just driving me bonkers. So don't even care about Facebook. Don't even look there. Don't get involved. Don't do anything on Facebook. Just go to Instagram.
Fuck Meta.
Fuck Meta. Yeah, except for Instagram is also part of Meta. But
okay, never mind. Just fuck Facebook.
Just fuck Facebook integration with Instagram and all that bullshit.
There you go.
And needing everything to go through Meta Business Suite and then disconnecting and reconnecting and being dumb as shit and just all the things. Yeah, that's my tangent. I'm not getting on that horse again. All right. Bye-bye.